So here is an amusing episode that I am going to call Hollywood Says the Dumbest Things. This one featuring Jennifer Lawrence, who played Katniss Everdeen in The Hunger Games. So this tweet from Variety, that has since been deleted, I wonder why. I remember when I was doing The Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie. Jennifer Lawrence says, "You ever have one of those moments where people say something so jaw-droppingly stupid that you stare at them with this mix of, I would say disappointment as well as can't be asked, where you look at them and think, no, I'm not interested, no, go away." This is one of those moments. Because all you have to do is mention previous titles. Buffy, Xena the Warrior Princess, Charlie's Angels, Kill Bill, Tomb Raider, Sarah Connor in Terminator, Aeon Flux with Charlie's Throne, because that's how you pronounce her name, you ignorant peasants. And that goes to everyone in Hollywood who can't pronounce her name either. I will say though, this is one of the funniest things that I've seen come out of Hollywood in friggin' ages. Because for all of their woke crap, the fight the patriarchy, all of that wank, to have Lawrence come out and essentially shit on all of our industry's past female stars who've graced the screen by pretty much denying their existence, that is a level of sexism that is unreal. I can't even fathom that. It does remind me of Al Bundy's quote, "Don't try and understand women, women understand women and they hate each other. Men don't stir nearly as much shit for women as other women do. Action like this, case in point." I mean, there has been universal condemnation, but let's be real, the only reason for that is because it's offensive to women. She tried to walk it back as well, but good luck with that. I mean, can you imagine if a bloke tried to pull this shit? Imagine Hunger Games' director Gary Ross came out and said, "You know, prior to me, no one ever directed a movie with a female lead in the action genre. I am the greatest ally to women of this century, now touch my penis." How well do you think that would go down? I would imagine like a lead balloon. Although, you know what? I would bet if he legit said, "Now touch my penis," at least a good portion of the public would find it funny because then it becomes an obvious troll. Fair few on Twitterville would still lose their minds over that, but let's be honest, they would get mocked for being humorous wankers anyway. All joking aside though, that's not the bit that intrigued me though. The bit that drew my eye was that second half. We were told girls and boys can both identify with a male lead. Now, couple of things here. Firstly, who is this authoritative entity or source you're referring to that's selling this "we" about boys and girls identifying with a male lead? I mean, for context purposes, to me, boys and girls refers to the ages of, say, 6 to 12, roughly speaking. Any further than that, you're going into teens and young adults. Now, action movies, in Afrikaans we'd say skop, skiet en donder, which roughly translates into kick, shoot, and the verb that means to kick the shit out of you. It's funny, we've actually got 3 words that means to assault someone, but we're very nice people. But action movies, as we know, speed, strength, weaponry, explosions, combat, that kind of thing, things that a boy will appreciate. 20 years on, we still appreciate the same thing. It's a male-dominated genre, don't exactly need an explanation for that one. Now, what's curious to me is that boys and girls can identify with a male lead, which, whether Lawrence realizes this or not, is a biological argument. You are saying young humans can associate the qualities of strength, force, and leadership with a male. Wonder why? Maybe it's because even young humans associate size and strength with a protector role. Perhaps because Mother Nature herself designed men to lead. Men lead, women follow, and if that offends you, take it up with Mother Nature. That second statement, boys cannot identify with a female lead. Says who and why not? Now, I'm curious as to the omission of girls in this statement. Can girls identify with a female lead in an action movie? And if not, why? Now, for the purpose of comedy, I am going to assume the reason for the omission of girls is because they couldn't find any data on them, seeing as young girls have no interest in the action genre or any of your stupid girl power feminist crap. Now, I must admit, whilst I have seen these stupid phrases, inclusiveness, diversity, all of those, cliched political slogans that's as nebulous as taking your morality from those who engage in the casting couch, as far as the phrase identify goes, I will be honest, I have no fucking idea what that actually means. Now, we all know the propagandistic nature of art and all, but with this crap, the mask has slipped long ago to reveal the naked Orwellian machine that lurks underneath. Now even the entertainment factor has been removed, which would lead one to conclude the nature of why these creatures produce movies has been entirely subverted. This might be the biggest no shit I'll ever say on this channel. I hope so anyway. But the reason we watch, read, or play anything is for some escapism by way of engaging with the narrative of the story. The job of the storyteller is to draw you into the world they have created. In this world, I do not give a flying fuck about representation, sex, or what tickles your bollocks. The only thing that concerns me is, can I lose myself in the world and am I entertained? I do not give a fuck about your political persuasion. Am I entertained? As I said before, with modern day movies or shows, at least with the Western franchises anyway, I will damn near exclusively watch titles if the cast is all white, because my chances of avoiding politics and getting a solid experience is exponentially now greater. I mean, if someone says to me, who do you identify with as far as any character in a franchise goes, I would look at them like they just handed me a frozen fox's ass on a stick. Why the hell do I need to identify with any character? I don't need someone who shares any arbitrary physical traits with me for me to enjoy the story, and anyone who thinks I do is a prehistoric imbecile. I mean, look at this logically. If you needed some physical representation akin to your own, how the hell do we like any characters that aren't human? Yeah, newsflash, and brace yourself because this is a really big brain take here. Some of us have evolved to appreciate universal characteristics and attributes that transcend the physical, like emotions and qualities. Things like anger and sadness and disappointment, or honor and loyalty and quick-wittedness. Heaven's sake, Hollywood now seems to be overrun with cretins whose emotional as well as intellectual depth rivals out of a damn hamster wheel, and it's not even spinning. And by the way, none of this comes as a shock, mind you. This is all clear as day. What makes it funnier, though, is right-wingers are the ones who get accused of being racist and sexist because they don't like Hollywood's modern-day bullshittery. Meanwhile, non-Western stories are extremely popular with that demographic. Hell, if I was bold, I might actually say the only people who legitimately enjoy any real diversity are the right, because they appreciate the art regardless of creed, color, or culture. We just want a good story. I myself fall into this category. My goodness, the stories from Asia are so much better than the Western ones. What I will say though, and I'm basing this off of my own experience here, because I'm a millennial, thinking about my childhood years, which female characters could I remember? Now bear in mind, when I grew up, gaming was beginning to blossom as an entertainment medium, and fighting games were the next big thing. So Street Fighter, Tekken, though I was a PC kid, this was the DOS days, so Mortal Kombat was my game, as well as One Must Fall, if that rings a bell. If that name is familiar to you, you had a good childhood. So with those games, I think our development and influence on character attachment is much greater because they're interacted with. And as far as this mechanism is anything to go by, I think you like a character far more based on what they could do rather than their personality. I mean, you also hated them for the same reason. So with Mortal Kombat, at least the first one, the only female character was Sonya. And I hated her because I know if she came close, she would do that stupid leg sweep, handstand, judo, hip toss combo that would take away nearly a damn quarter of your health in one shot. And everyone had a certain blocked-in attack mechanism. Cage would do the shadow kick, Liu Kang the flying kick, Scorpion would spear, Sub-Zero would freeze, Raiden would do the human spear, Kano would cannonball you, fucking annoying that was, and Sonya would shoot that pink beamy thing. And in Mortal Kombat 2, you had Mileena and Kitana. And I can still remember their fatalities. Kitana would kiss you and you would blow up, and Mileena would swallow you and spit out your bones. Fun times! So even from this age in entertainment, we still had our fighting ladies, and they've been franchise staples ever since. But something I do wish people could learn, or perhaps relearn because I suspect they've forgotten this at some bloody point, but people can separate what they personally find appealing in a character versus real life, particularly with the opposite sex. Take myself for example. If I gave my view on women, I would be considered extremely sexist in this day and age. At least by one half of the political spectrum. The other half, maybe not so much. But as far as what I find personally attractive on a female versus what kind of female characters that I've liked, holy hell, the difference is night and damn day. I don't like soft, meek, submissive females. I like the total opposite in my stories. If you follow me before, you will know I like Empress Kai and the character Xing Yang. Why? Well, not to spoil it, let's say she is scorned by an event and it becomes her fuel for vengeance. And the character doesn't enter God mode either, mind you. Hell, I would say her best attribute, aside from the mental toughness, is her humility. She's a very skilled learner who takes criticism well and doesn't become bitter. Very crafty lady. Another one is Jack from Mass Effect. The first time you meet her, she's awakened from this cryogenic freezer, breaks her bindings, disables 3 mechs, and then tears a hole in the damn wall. But holy shit, Jack is strong as fuck. And like all crazy females, she has a bit of a messed up past, what a surprise. But if you decide not to tear a hole in her walls, then sorry, that was kind of crass, and you get to know her character, she decides to show a vulnerable side, and that she's not this one-dimensional psychopath. It's a good story. Bottom line is, Hollywood, you can create your unorthodox female characters, but for heaven's sake, they and your audience are still human. And women will always have sex appeal and be the weaker ones regardless of what superpower you want to throw on them. And they must be flawed in order to show some character development to keep them interesting. Fiction still needs an element of attachment to the real world for it to be believable. And that is all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.